Hey there, and what is up, Chuckleheads? It's your guy, Jay Berg, and
Colton Drake.
it's Colton. That was not excited at all. You got to give me some excitement.
I was fast. I was hoping it was
get it
going to
up.
be some
Give me some.
Colton Drake.
Yeah, there we go. Colton Drake here. All right. Let's not overdo it, pal.
Okay, well.
We're on episode number, what is this, 12, 11, 15? It's 12, I think. Episode number 12 is Ari Shaffir, America's sweetheart. Before we get into that, how you doing, my man?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. How were the gigs last week? Anything exciting and fun happen?
Yeah, they were good. I just did the Dope show last night.
Dope show. You get stoned.
Yep.
You do a set, then you get stoned,
sober,
and then you do a set.
then you get stoned, then you go do another set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went well? How was the turnout?
It was okay. Yeah, it was good. I'd say it was about half full.
About half full. That's not bad. It's a big comedy club. That's about 150 people, something like that.
Maybe a little less than that.
During your set, you mentioned something earlier you should talk about. During your set, how was the audience?
Yeah, there was this lady that would laugh so loud. Like it was so loud.
Do
and
the
it
impression or laugh. It's
ha,
great.
ha, 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 ha. It was like that.
It's almost like Mr. Hanky.
It was
Christmas
holding
poo.
notes. And, Michael Glatzmeyer was the headliner or whatever.
Sure.
And so he plays guitar and does jokes. And her laugh with his guitar, dude, sometimes they would fit perfectly. It was so funny. Steve brought it up.
Is this live karaoke right now?
It was right on. But yeah, that was tough. And when I got stoned up and I had to go up,
Sure.
I couldn't look that way. Like I felt like if I looked at her, I was gonna screw up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're like, is that a fire alarm?
I'm
What
like,
the hell
oh
is
God,
that?
I gotta stay to the right. And when she would laugh, it'd just make me laugh. It was tough.
Yeah. Did you make fun of her laugh? Did people make fun of her laugh? Because I hate that.
People brought it up. Obviously, you had to.
Yeah,
you
can
had
bring
to
it up.
address
That's
it.
different.
Yeah, I didn't want to make fun of her laugh.
Sure.
No, I laughed at her laugh, which I think a large part of the audience was doing because
Right.
it was hilarious. But it was great. It was definitely a moment that everybody that was there was going to remember.
If your laugh was that crazy, because I have a few little weird things in my laugh, and then people will give me shit about it every once in a while. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's like super crazy weird, I don't think I would go to comedy shows. I would stay home.
I think it was their first comedy show.
Oh, really?
What was funny is Michael Glatzmeyer was taping.
What?
He was like doing a taping for whatever, just trying to get.
Oh, he's just trying to get tape.
Yeah, just trying to
He
get
wasn't
tape.
doing like, all right.
No.
He just had his
Yeah. I'm
camera
sorry.
going.
I presented that.
I got
wrong.
you.
He's just trying to get tape. So,
Was it special?
But he's got this laugh track over it that's so funny.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, dude. How crooked is my camera right now? Does it look pretty crooked? It looks pretty crooked, huh?
I don't know. I think it looks fine.
Looks fine. All right. Anyway, all right. So that was getting to you. I went and saw Ryan McComas in town this weekend. I went and saw him. He featured for Tyler Bowe at out in Post Falls at the Prairie Golf Club. Oh, dude, post show hang, awesome, dude. Went, hung out, played the golf simulator for like hours till like 2:30 in the morning. It was great.
I didn't know you're a golf guy.
I'm not. It was just fun though. I mean,
Got it. Have you been golfing before?
I have. It's not my thing, but I have been. But yeah, this is one of those golf simulators. You're inside. You're hitting it against a screen. They have like these little mini games. They have like a beer pong style game. They have like a dart style game. Just stuff like that. Just different. Hitting sticks, baby.
Nice.
But yeah, it's one of those things I would never pay what they charge for like an hour for at the golf simulator. I would never pay that. So the fact they would like just
What is it
let
for an
me-
hour?
I have no idea. I just know it's way more expensive than I would. I think it's. Man, I would just be guessing, but I'm guessing it's like $30 an hour. Or $40
okay.
an hour or something like that. It might be more than that.
Damn. Yeah. You could go see
that's
Van
fun.
Gogh. You could go to Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, dude.
For a $40
See the
ticket,
paint-
dude.
The stuff come to life.
Yeah. 3
yeah.
hours.
So yeah, that's how we did last week, man. And
Nice.
now let's get to it. Our comic today is Ari Shaffir. He had his Netflix special, America's Sweetheart. Let's hear from Ari. All right, we can turn that off and start it over again. Oh, motherfucker. Can I reset this?
People are
bitch?
going to get killed. So who better than a child? They don't contribute to the GDP like at all.
I don't know how to turn this
God.
off.
Yeah, I didn't think you could. I thought we
I'm
had the
joking. I hope you understand that.
different
Remember when you
thing.
couldn't kill Asian people for 3 months 4 years ago? That was so much fun. I've been shoplifting like a lot. Black people, you gotta be white someday.
That's
It
perfect.
rules
Right
so
after
fucking
the pump
hard.
side.
That's the best. Black people,
I hate that I
honestly,
suck
I
so
hope
bad
you
at
get
this
white
fucking
privilege someday soon. But until that happens,
annoying.
man, you make excellent decoys.
There's got to be a way
If
to
I'm at
turn that shit
CVS and
off.
three brothers walk
I should
in, I'm
look
like,
that
it's
up.
go time. I just turned invisible.
All right, let's get with it. Whatever. This week's comedian, Ari Shaffir. Take it away, Ari.
Thought of a dead black man gets me so fucking hard. Possibly too far. People are going to get killed. So who better than a child? They don't contribute to the GDP, like at all. Guys, I'm joking. I hope you understand that. Remember when you couldn't kill Asian people for 3 months 4 years ago? I've been having so much fun. I've been shoplifting like a lot. Black people, you gotta be white someday. It rules so fucking hard. Oh, it's the best. Black people, honestly, I hope you get white privilege someday soon. But until that happens, man, you make excellent decoys. If I'm at CVS and three brothers walk in, I'm like, it's go time. I just turned invisible.
And that was Ari Shaffir. A little taste of his newest Netflix special. It just came out a couple weeks ago or last week or something like that. It is called America's Sweetheart. It is the third Ari Shaffir Netflix special, I believe, and his sixth overall. Probably best known as a regular on Joe Rogan's podcast. Comes on a lot with Mark Norman. He has his own podcast called The Skeptic Tank. He started at the Comedy Store in L.A. He started in Virginia, moved to the Comedy Store, was like a door guy, booth guy, worked his way up, and his favorite comic of all time, who do you think it is? Or favorite living comic, I should say.
Dave Attell.
Trivia.
Oh,
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Bill
Oh,
Burr.
really?
Yeah, that's what he said. And then I guess he first gained notoriety on a series you watched that I didn't. The Amazing Racist.
Yeah.
Is what it was called.
I haven't watched all of it, but I watched all of it.
Little shorts or little short webcasts or web series he used to do. So that is Ari Shaffir. Again,
He's been
this
doing it
is-
for how long?
Oh, dude, forever. Like I don't have it in front of me, but it was a long time.
Yeah.
Damn it, you caught me. I didn't have all the things ready.
Trivia.
But a long time, at least a couple decades. you know
Trivia
what I mean?
Uno reverse.
I know Uno reversal. Yeah. So that's Ari, man. Ari, a great comic. Before we get into it, let's just talk real quickly. We got some new listeners.
What?
Welcome, the District of Columbia.
Hell yeah.
So we're
DC.
DC. What up? What up, DMV?
Damn, that's so cool.
Yeah.
District of Columbia.
Yeah, the DMV Metroplex is in the house listening to us. We got exactly one listen from them this time. So we're
Nice.
on the board.
Nice, dude.
So we didn't get any new states, but we got a new district.
We need to get
So-
one of those maps where we can put pins in it for everywhere we
Absolutely.
have. That'd be sweet.
I mean, they have it on the Podbean app or whatever.
Oh, no, we need
You
it.
want one up here?
Yeah, behind
All
us.
right. Well, instead of the logo that I spent a bunch of money to get projected on there, we'll project a map. I'll get a new map.
Yeah, let's just
every week.
can this thing.
can this
dump
thing.
it. Just dump
Just dump it. Got to dump it.
dump it.
We can put up both of them. Ridiculous. New listenership out of DC, and we picked up one more country this week too.
Hell
Picked
yeah.
up Konnichiwa, bitches. Picked up Japan, dude. We got
What?
Japan.
That's cool.
It's big time, dude.
yeah.
So welcome Japan. Welcome District of Columbia.
I love Tekken, Japan.
Is it? I mean, it sounds like a Japanese game.
I think so. Now that I said it,
probably
I'm
is, dude.
starting to backpedal.
No, it sounds Japanese.
It sounds
you know what I mean?
Japanese. It's either Japanese or Korean.
I mean,
It's
are we
got,
splitting hairs here? What are
it
we
could
doing?
it be both of them?
Both of them. I have no idea.
All right.
Well, I mean, Korean Squid Games, right?
Yeah.
So is there Does that help at all? Probably not.
Not really. No.
A South Korean. No. So thank you, Japan. Thank you, DC.
We're still looking for North Korea too. Also, for our
Absolutely, dude.
listener.
If we got North Korea, dude. If
Yeah.
you get one person in North Korea, you get all of them. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you get Kim Jong, whatever, or whoever, I don't know who it is anymore, but is it Un?
Kim Jong Un.
Whatever it is, whoever the leader of North Korea is. If you get him, then by proxy, you get everybody. You can go from 20 listens a week to like 2.6 million or whatever. I don't know.
Dude, they probably have the best price on mail order brides too.
Oh man,
North Korea.
It's a real weird topic.
Yeah, my bad. That was
I have
a weird
no
thing.
information on that.
Yeah, we should think.
I've never tried to buy a Korean one. You know what I mean?
If you get North Korea on your side, they'll hook you up.
Ukraine, sure. I hit them up all the time, man. They're really cheap now.
Yeah.
Because they're parted out.
Yeah.
Oof, that's horrible.
Some assembly required.
Ooh. Wait, whose joke is that?
That's my joke. That's an old joke.
That's your joke?
Yeah.
Some assembly required? That's fucking horrific, dude.
Yeah, it was one of my first jokes.
God damn.
You remember it, though?
I remember
pretty
hearing
good.
it. Yeah.
Pretty good.
I
Stuck with
didn't
you.
know that was you though. I guess I thought you heard it somewhere. I didn't think you were that twisted.
No, that was me.
That was you. All right. So no mail order brides from North Korea South Korea or anywhere really. I'm not getting a mail order bride. That's insane. Beer of the week. We don't have one. Colton's still on the wagon.
What? Look at me.
But we are both drinking Diet Mountain Dew. So what up?
The alcohol of soda.
Do the do.
Yeah.
None of this Code Red bullshit. None of that. No. Diet Mountain Dew.
The grossest one.
It's flavored
Get
with
on the
cancer,
level.
dude. It is not the grossest one, dude. Code Red's horrific.
All right. No, we can't just be lying to the people. You know.
Oh no, I mean, I thought you were being
Live Wire is amazing.
Live Wire? I've never had it.
The orange one?
No, I've never had it.
Oh man.
What's different about it? Tell me all about Mountain Dew Live
Turns
Wire.
me into a live wire.
He's not the best color man in the league for nothing, folks. Oh my god.
Boom. Yeah.
I feel like I do a podcast alone.
Do
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With your dumb ass over here.
I feel you.
Give me something, man. Give me something.
Do you want me to tell you something about Live Wire, what it does? that's a tough one, dude.
I
It does
don't-
the same shit
I
as
think we're
other
good.
Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all right. We're all right.
All right.
So that
I'll
was
think about it.
Beer of the week. Diet Mountain Dew is our beer of the week. And now we can get into the podcast. Talk a little bit about Ari here. What did you think overall impressions of the special?
Oh, it was excellent.
Yeah.
I'm an Ari fan, though. I like Ari a lot.
Yeah. I
So,
do too.
I liked it. I liked how deep most of those jokes are. Like they come off like they're not, and you can kind of pick up at any moment in the set
Right.
and latch onto it and kind of be in. But if you pay attention to the whole thing, he's wrapping a lot of these jokes in like larger overarching
Themes.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I was a big fan as well. I like Ari. This is probably my favorite special of his that I've seen. The last one, I don't remember which one it was, if it was Jew or the one before it. I forget what it was called, but it doesn't matter.
Jew
Whatever
was really
one,
funny.
whatever it was, whatever one I don't think it was Jew. I think it was the one before it. Whatever it was like it was like unnecessarily dark. I thought it was just kind of like almost shock humor. I thought this one was much more like, there was a lot of stuff he tackled, but everything was very thoughtful and clever. I do love Ari for that. Like his jokes are very thoughtful, very well thought out, very clever.
Unique angles too.
Yeah.
Because he kind of opens with that heroin joke.
Right.
And talking about people kind of slumped over. I mean, if you live in any city, you pretty much your local comedy scene has a joke about
The
that.
fentanyl fold.
Yeah, something.
John Hodge, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So that's
Hodge.
kind of hard to do, I think, because it's
And
you
make
know,
it-
and make
and
it
make it
unique.
unique.
Such well-mined material. I don't know.
Yeah. And essentially like the slumping heroin addict, he brings him back for like how amazing it is he can balance on like a train, which I think is great.
Yeah.
And then he brings up like that you can't do that. Like you fall over like a normal able-bodied person just fall all the time. If the train herky and jerk, and every time I'm on a train, if I don't hold on to something, I'm in someone's lap, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. So it was very funny.
Well, I even liked the joke before he got into that, where he's like, I like to pretend I just ran around him a bunch of times.
I don't understand that. What is he? He's just saying just because they're like starting to fall over.
Like if he was like Flash.
Yeah.
Or something, and running around them so many times that they're like getting tired or something. I don't know. I just think it's a funny idea.
Oh, he's running. So he's like tiring them out by running around him too much.
Yeah.
And that's why they're folding over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah. It's like,
All right.
I like to pretend
Yeah,
I'm
that's
running
fine.
around him like he's an X-Men. I think he says that. Like I'm an X-Men.
Like, yeah, I think I heard him say that, but I wasn't
Yeah.
sure what he was talking about. I didn't.
It's a
yeah.
comic book move where they just like circle
Yeah,
their
yeah,
enemy.
I get it now. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying now. Yeah. All right. No, that's cool. So
I like that one.
overall, we both really liked it.
2 in a row that we liked. What?
Dude, I know, dude. We're getting too soft.
Dude, you guys are going to
Too
hate
soft.
us. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Columbia. This is not
Columbia.
DC.
I don't think we got. District of Columbia. It's
District
not-
of Columbia.
Don't ask him for cocaine because that's the wrong Columbia. Well, not necessarily the wrong, but the.
Write us in. Are you the right or wrong Columbia for cocaine?
I mean, I think you should know where the District of Columbia is.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think
Canada.
you should. Yeah, you got it.
Nice.
You figured it out.
Hell yeah.
The
They-
District of Columbia, South Carolina.
It's a
Yeah,
different kind of
that's it.
snow.
It's a different kind of snow. All right.
Okay.
The Colton Drake fashionista. What do you want to talk about? How'd you like what old Ari brings to the table? Huh?
All right. Let me just refresh you guys of his fit.
Yeah, let me know.
Brown flannel,
Boom.
right? With some white kind of in
Plaid.
there. Yep.
Brown plaid flannel.
Fladdle. Yep.
Fladdle.
This is fucking me up. I almost said blown.
Brown, dude.
Brown flannel, brown jeans, heavy on the brown,
Loves brown.
big brown guy.
Huge.
What are we doing?
He's a big brown guy. I think
He's not a big
I
brown
think
guy.
Roy
He's
was
a very,
closer to
he's
a
a
big
very
brown guy.
white guy.
Yeah.
So dumb.
it's real dumb.
I'd give his fit 5 stars. He looks like he's from the Pacific Northwest. That's what I thought.
For sure.
Very
Agreed.
Pacific Northwest vibe.
Agreed.
Dress.
Yeah,
Copied
he
us.
was wearing. He also was wearing like Vans or skater shoes of some sort. Deck
Yeah,
shoes. Of
I couldn't
some
tell
sort.
because the stage was so covered in flowers
Right.
and shit.
That's the other thing he did. Go ahead.
Yeah, he covered the stage in a bunch of fake.
Just plants.
flowers.
Flants. Jesus, dude. I'm off.
No, you're gonna
I'm off,
screw
dude.
me up. We're gonna sound like we both had strokes,
Flants.
and this is why they're great.
Strokes are amazing.
Strokes are great. That's why.
But yeah, there's plants. There's vegetation all over the stage behind him in the front. Did you see that that was real like vegetation, right? Like that was.
That was real vegetation.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's like actual plants. There was some like liner note type announcement thing at the back, like "Thank you for the live plants, whoever." Like,
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that.
yeah, it's
I
not
thought
weird.
it would be fake.
I mean,
It was so many. It looked fake.
there were so many.
So much
Yeah,
vegetation.
so it's essentially like he's in the fucking secret garden doing a
The
special.
Garden of
It was a
Eden.
very weird. That was very weird. I
Well,
don't
and
know.
then so
Yeah.
that's why I thought him wearing all brown was like because after coming off that Roy Wood Jr. where everything
Yeah.
connected, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, brown? Is he the soil for these
for
plants?
the lonely flower that is Roy Wood.
yeah.
Yeah. He's very brown. You're right.
Yeah.
He's very
Big brown guy.
Big brown guy. Yeah, but the vegetation all over everything. I like the intros. He starts with a quick joke, goes into a title screen. I thought all the animation on his intro and stuff was very cool. The song really sort of fit. It was sort of a sarcastic fit. But his whole thing is like he's being positive, but he's
Right.
kind of known as really not positive. He's like sort of,
Right.
yeah.
That's one thing that he said too in his jokes where he's like, sometimes my friends call me and they're like, oh man,
We need
Ari,
something
we need
positive."
something positive about this. Yeah.
Because he's very dark and not positive, generally speaking.
Yeah, and then he shoots that right into a school shooting joke.
Right, exactly. He's like, hey, well, let's go positive.
How do I make it positive? Less traffic or whatever.
Yeah,
it says.
he did make a positive out of it. So,
Yeah.
good for him.
You want school shootings and traffic? That's what he said.
What's wrong with you? Yeah. I thought visually it looked good. I don't know. I thought his style was very. I mean, he wasn't trying to do anything. You know what I mean? Look, that looks like.
Yeah, just look basic.
It looks like what he would wear every day, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Look like
it
what
looks
he
like
would-
everyday
yeah,
clothes.
for sure.
Yeah, it's getting like
He did look like a lot like a heroin addict when he was slumped over. I will say that.
yeah.
He's fairly skinny. He's got those long.
If the clothes were
arms.
dirtier,
Yeah.
were dirtier,
But I mean, they're brown.
yeah. But there's like
there needs to be.
it's like a
stains and
clean
shit on
brown.
there.
You know, he looks like he'd be in a Barnes and Noble. Not like
He looks like he laundered them. It's ridiculous. He does look like he'd be in a Barnes and Noble.
yeah,
In the gardening section.
yeah, with all the
sure.
live plants.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, no.
Is there a
nothing-
gardening section in Barnes and Noble?
I mean, there's a section-
there's a book section for it. Gotta be,
dude.
gotta be.
Yeah, dude.
I was thinking like
What did you
actual
think?
plants. I was like, wait, what?
Wait. So like, if somebody tells you there's a history section at Barnes and Noble, you think there's like Ben Franklin impersonators walking around? Just like, hey, what's going on? I'll tell you about.
You could kind of see it though. right?
The chair section or the furniture section. Yeah, you know where everybody sits. Like, no. The part where they sell books about that shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I get it now.
That's great.
I
I
see what you're
get
saying.
it.
I
So
see
call
what
me
you're
an
saying.
idiot. You're fine. All right, man. Let's talk a little bit about what you like. What'd you like about the special? Yeah.
Okay, well, what I liked about it, I really liked the layering. I like how he layered some of his jokes. For instance, he does the Kanye hates Jews. That's a whole joke, right? And then he goes off into how much of a genius Kanye West is. Branches off into a Down syndrome running back to then branch off from there, another detour, into things that make him cry. Starts talking about soldiers surprising their dogs and how he hates soldiers surprising kids.
Right.
And he hates that. And he was going off on that.
Sure.
But then he wraps it back around. And I thought he kind of did like the rule of threes backwards because he's like, I hate soldiers surprising kids. I love soldiers surprising dogs. And I love Down syndrome running backs. So it's kind of like the rule of threes backwards.
Oh, because usually you do the one that you hate on the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that was cool.
Okay.
And then he flips again from that. Then he goes into like autistic basketball or whatever. Ultimately, then he rounds it out by talking about the Down syndrome running back and then wrapping Kanye back into it. And I just thought it was cool how he hit all those layers and detoured a whole bunch.
Yeah. So, all right. So if I remember right, it went like this, right? It went Kanye. Mm-hmm. Kanye hates Jews. Kanye is great. Mm-hmm. Kanye hates Jews. Mm-hmm. Some stuff makes him cry. The things that make him cry are...
We goes to Down syndrome first. Down syndrome running back. He brings that up.
Oh, he brings it back, or he brings it up, but then he comes back to it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah.
So he brings up the Down syndrome running back, and he goes, "Oh, that's one of the things that makes me cry." And then he gives two other examples that makes him videos that make him cry.
Right.
Well, two different examples of videos. One being like a guy comes home to his dog, the dog freaks out, or war vet comes back to his dog freaks out. Then he says he doesn't like the kid when he comes back home to the kid. He's like, whatever.
There were some funny jokes in that too.
Yeah,
like he's got fresh blood on his hands.
Fresh air, blood.
Yeah.
Then goes back to Down syndrome running back.
Yeah, he does the rule of threes backwards because then he goes
Right.
and ends with I hate the soldier surprising kids, love surprising dogs, love Down syndrome.
Goes and
running back.
actually tells the Down syndrome running back story,
Right.
and then ends it with a reference to Kanye,
Right.
kind of going all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's what you mean when you say layering. You like
Yeah,
that.
or detouring, whatever
Or-
you want to call it, because it's more
Yeah.
detours.
It's detours, and it's also not.
Yeah, layers might be the wrong word.
It could be layers too, but it's not. It's not the way that it's typically done. I guess is probably the best part about, or the part that's it's unique, right? It's a unique way to tell this joke or this set of jokes.
Right.
I think that's really difficult to pull off. He did it for the most part. I think we both agree that like bringing the Kanye back into it, he didn't really need that part of it, but he kind of had to because he started the joke with essentially, I'm going to bring up Kanye at the end. Like it was very, that was a weird, actually kind of a little bit of a weird spot.
It almost kind of felt like a forced callback, I guess.
A little bit.
But the whole reason he brought the whole Down syndrome thing up was to talk about how much of a genius he thought Kanye West is.
That segment, I mean, yeah. He said that's why he brought it up, which was kind of weird because it didn't seem like it really fit.
Yeah.
He said something about like Kanye, or how I knew I loved Kanye, or like Kanye is the best or whatever.
Yeah.
Was based on this video that he saw that didn't have anything to do with Kanye, but then he said that Kanye would have tackled this kid or whatever. It's very weird.
And that's why I love Kanye or something like that.
Yeah, and that's why I love Kanye. It was very odd. But the rest of that, the meat of that joke, all in the connections, I love. That's probably one of my favorite sections of the whole special. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's really where I felt. The Down syndrome kid running, but that was a great joke.
Yeah. Well, and he does kind of the similar thing too.
The dog thing, hilarious. Go ahead.
Yeah, he does another similar thing too with just his first bit, his heroin bit.
Yeah,
and then he goes
bit.
into the gymnastics.
Yeah.
And then brings heroin back in. It's almost like he was doing things in like packages.
Yeah, so he's essentially in that bit. He's talking about basically heroin addicts and how they like pass out standing up. Essentially,
right? Yeah.
He does like a
and
fold
how great
over,
their balance is and all that.
A fold over act out. When he's like, it's crazy that they can balance like that. He references the train, like them falling asleep upright while riding a train and not falling over, which is insane. And then he references like gymnastics. He does a whole thing about gymnastics. It appears to be a different joke,
Right.
but connects very clearly and very intentionally with the heroin part.
Right.
He's talking about how like the end of the gymnastics when they fuck up, you don't even care because the hard part's done, but they need like a heroin addict to like stick the landing
Yeah.
because they never fall over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same kind of idea
Yeah.
though.
Okay. Yeah. And that was also a weird sort of connection that didn't make a ton of sense. I mean, that's the wrong way to say it. It's not that it didn't make sense. It just was an odd way to do it.
The structure is interesting.
It seems like
that's what I liked about it.
He likes playing around with that sort of thing.
Yeah. I can
Doing
imagine
things
that.
in an odd way.
I can imagine that took a lot of time for him
Sure.
to figure out. Or maybe not. Maybe he can just kind of shove some of this shit together and he knows it'll work. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's certainly. I mean, he's super talented, and I like most of his jokes, and he's clever. So it would make sense he would be clever in his joke structure as well as the joke topics, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's good.
And a way to cover a lot of ground and kind of still all keep it contained.
for sure.
I also thought it was interesting how somebody gets up to pee and he yells at him, "Where are you going?" So that guy leaves and he goes off saying that guy's going to go jerk off about some dead black guy or something. I just thought that was interesting that made it into the trailer off of essentially what seemed like it was a riff.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
was weird that it was in the trailer. I agree with that. I think he takes topics that are like somewhat controversial, makes them not really controversial, and then makes them controversial again. So what I mean with that is like, so for example, he's trying to do a mass shooting joke, right? And then the whole thing is the whole theme throughout the special is he wants to look at the positive side of, similar to what Roy Wood did, but but his was actually positive, whereas like Ari's is sort of tongue-in-cheek positive, right? Like he's making stuff that's really not positive. So talks about a mass shooting, right? And then he talks about the country music concert in Vegas, the mass shooting.
Yes.
And he's like, well, thank God it was country music, which I was immediately like, this is going to be such a fucking hacky joke. Because, like just country music sucks, that kind of shit.
Right.
That just drives me nuts. But that's not what he was. He explains that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is they are the most familiar with firearms,
Right.
so they'd have the easiest way to get back to, or to get to safety. Right.
Yeah. What is that? A Remington?
Yeah. Well, my
Which
uncle has a
direction?
semi-automatic. Okay, follow me. This way.
This way.
Yeah. But then still ends up making it kind of a real dark joke about, he makes light of it and then makes it dark again. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you can
by
kinda
bringing
go
in
and out.
EDM. He talks about EDM next.
Talking about EDM.
And how you'd be rolling on Molly and how watching your friend die in front of you, and you'd be like, "What?" And then not being able to stop dancing.
the act out of the dancing is very, very good.
Yeah. And the grinding your teeth and everything. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, his act outs are very good.
Act out heavy,
And
I would say too.
And extended. Yeah, he does long act outs where he'll start an act out, he'll get the laugh that he wants, he'll continue the act out until he gets a separate, bigger laugh that you don't see a lot. A lot of times people will cut it after that first laugh, but he like sticks through with the laugh.
And that's
with
it's
act
because
out.
that's hard. I think long act outs are tough.
Yeah, I think it's just you don't have the patience or the balls to think that it's gonna come back around.
Yeah.
And then you
You
also
really got to
have
just commit too, because you can't back out of it.
Yeah, you have to do enough
You have-
act outs too. Like you have to do enough unique stuff within your act out to keep making it interesting, right?
Yeah.
If you do the same thing for the whole time, it's not going to work. But he changes it up slightly, so he'll start. So like for the rolling on Molly, while somebody's getting shot, he's like jumping up and down, he's waving his arms. Then he starts like kind of rubbing his face, and like sort of like doing a couple different extra movements that allow the joke to come back while the people are just getting shot. Presumably, I think is what I meant to say. So really good act outs, I thought.
Yeah.
And they're not too they're not too boisterous, but they're good.
What's hard about act outs too is when they're not working, and then to just stay with them and not, in a long act out, you're kind of committed to it. You can't really jump ship if the whole joke is kind of based off of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. If you're in a long act out, you kind of got to complete it, or else why'd you start it? Or maybe you shouldn't
Right.
have started it. Maybe that's the issue. You know what I mean? And that's just bad judgment, possibly. I thought, yeah, he does a lot of. I mean, the Kanye joke I thought was great. I loved. If we just do favorite jokes, I'll do favorite joke right now. My favorite joke is the Kanye. He's talking about Kanye West and how people are freaking out because he says he hates the Jews, and he's like, "Oh, where? Where did he say that?" He's like, on his Twitter. He's like, "Oh, I don't follow him on Twitter. I follow him on Spotify. If you're following one of the greatest musicians of all time on Twitter, you're doing it wrong." And I just thought that was a great joke.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, he goes into a lot of those. What was your favorite joke? What'd you like?
I like the last joke a lot, but it's just a whole fake story about his grandpa being in a concentration camp. Yeah, it's basically a joke about him asking his grandpa, did he have any good days in the Holocaust? And his grandpa essentially, there's a bunch of jokes in there. Essentially, he just says the best day was the day that this one guy died because that guy was like a one-upper in stories.
Was super
or whatever.
annoying. Yep.
Yeah, was super annoying. That's the basis of the whole thing.
It's pretty good.
But the whole
is
thing,
a lot
but
longer.
I like it a lot because it's crazy that whole story is fake, right? I think that's interesting just to write whole fake stories. I kind of can't wrap my brain around that.
Well, he said what his grandpa was actually in a concentration camp, but it wasn't even that concentration camp.
No,
And
he
the
said-
rest of it's all fake.
Yeah, I said the rest of it isn't true, but it's just building a whole story, like, and the story being so detailed. I feel like I don't know all the different characters in the story. Like, there's just kind of a lot there to build. I don't know. That's not how I tell jokes, so I just kind of find it fascinating.
No, yeah, it's a good solid story, and he definitely creates it from whole cloth essentially, except for it's just the very one. This is the one fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just his grandpa being in the Holocaust. All right, what did you not like? What in there did you not like?
Man, I don't like Jimmy Fallon catching strays.
Yeah.
Poor Jimmy Fallon out here trying to be a good guy, just gets cooked, gets called replaceable.
Yeah,
It was funny, but I feel bad for Jimmy, dude.
Yeah, so essentially, he says if you're boring, you're Jimmy. Like, he basically calls Jimmy Fallon boring and replaceable. It's essentially the joke, right?
Right.
Yeah, on his tombstone it would read replaceable. Yeah. Did anybody? Who else took any? Somebody else took one.
Dave
too.
Chappelle.
Oh yeah, Dave Chappelle. That was pretty funny. When he said that he did. He said that he did the same. He's been doing the same jokes for 3 specials. Like,
Yeah.
it's very funny. It was a much more respectful. Like, he's one of the best comedians of all time. Like, I don't get why people are mad at him. Just he did 3 specials worth of the same jokes. That's essentially what he said. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that was good. I didn't like. So he has a pretty big setup about this Down syndrome kid who plays running back in football. The whole joke is really, really funny. Almost the entire thing is very, very funny. In fact, that whole joke is really funny. Later on, he references that in the middle of that joke, he stops saying Down syndrome and he starts saying retarded, and then proceeds to tell a pretty lengthy joke, or I guess I don't even know if I would call it a joke, like sort of a rant about how retarded is not a word they should take away, like the N word and the F word, the F word being for gay people. And the whole payoff of that is that he does like this really stereotypical, like, grunting act out of a retarded kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind him using the word retarded. I mean, I don't have a huge issue with it. I don't love the word. I mean, but you know, it wasn't like he was using it in any sort of like derogatory way in the initial story.
Mm-hmm.
But bringing it back for the sole purpose of doing like a 7-minute story that ends with just a really kind of gross and just base like impression of a severely retarded kid. I was like, I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
then
think he knows he
immediately-
crossed the line
well,
with that one.
Well, I mean, but does he? Because he immediately comes back to it. But he came back to it so quickly that it was like, well, I mean, he knew before he did it, right?
Yeah.
Because he had a 20-minute, or in fact, a half an hour gap in between the time he told the story and the time he referenced the fact that he switched from saying Down syndrome to saying retarded.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was intentional, and then I think the double back is also intentional, where he kind of goes back and goes, maybe I went too far with that. Like,
Yeah.
I almost wish he didn't have that part. The backpedal part actually makes it worse to me because it kind of shows.
Backpedal part was funny
where
though.
he was
How he
already
did
there.
it. I think how he did it. He had more jokes in there with the backpedal. I don't know. That wasn't my favorite joke.
No, I thought I didn't like it, but whatever. The rest of the special, though, almost the entire rest of the special, I really liked. I just didn't like. I thought it was just like everything else that he did was like it was highbrow, lowbrow humor, right? It was like clever and funny lowbrow humor. That I didn't think. I thought it was just like base and lowbrow.
Yeah.
And it sort of like tainted the rest of the special, unfortunately for me.
Interesting. The whole special was tainted after that?
No, I'm saying it tainted. I'm just tainted
The rest of it.
The special overall.
I got you.
It was at a much higher level, and
Got you.
that drops it down
I see what you're saying.
considerably in my mind.
Yeah.
Just because it was a kind of a long story too. And if there were more jokes, I guess, in there that I liked, I guess it would be different. But it really felt like he was just telling this long-winded story
To hit you with a shock value
to
punchline.
hit you with like a shock value and kind of gross punchline, like kind of like fucked up punchline.
Yeah.
I thought it was below him. I thought he's much stronger comedian than that, I guess is what I'm saying. What else didn't you like? Anything? That's really all I had.
No, I liked the whole thing. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, yeah, I agree with what you're saying on that part. Sure.
All right. Well, we can move on then, I guess.
Nice.
Nice. You talking about Mom's menu? She dropped in before we started, and I made some spaghetti, made
Hell
some
yeah.
salad, some bread.
Bread was great.
I didn't even get the drop. I should do the drop, huh? I made
Hit
the
it.
drop, and I don't do it.
The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
Weird time to drop that in, like after we were just talking about it.
It was spaghetti.
It was spaghetti. It was great though. It
Yeah.
was really good.
Fire
Salad,
my
bread.
aljo.
Oh, and then dessert. We had some chocolate chip cookies with English toffee in them. Did you notice the English toffee?
I did not.
Oh. Well, then you don't have quite the palate that I thought you did, Mr. Drake.
I might not have had one with the toffee in it. Mine was
No,
toffee free.
they all have toffee in
Not
them,
mine. Mine had no toffee.
Dude, I saw her make
I
them.
special ordered no toffee.
You didn't get what you asked for then. She gave you toffee.
I did not taste
Yours
toffee.
was mostly toffee, actually. So that
No.
was Mom's Meatloaf. Anything else about the special in general you want to talk about? Anything you want to discuss?
I'm trying to think. I mean, the lighting looked good.
Yeah.
The intro was pretty much just him immediately in
Yeah.
jokes about Washington D.C., which is where it was at.
Right.
The closing joke about how you can't be mad at me for whatever the story was. I know you're gonna be mad at me for explaining this wrong, but that Holocaust story.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's like, can't be mad at me for that. That's my grandpa.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
grandpa
but then
said
he made
that
it
or
up.
whatever.
Yeah.
Funny way to end it. I think just blame it.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Throwing the blame on somebody else.
Yeah, throwing the Holocaust survivor under the bus and then immediately retracting it. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I listened to it a few times.
Yeah, it was good. Did you listen to it when you were at work?
Yeah, I
mostly
watched it
at
at home, and then I
Because the
listened
act
to it at
outs,
work.
you're not going to get at work. You know what I mean? Most of the
Yeah,
time.
I try to watch them at home and then listen to them later.
Right. All right. Well, shit. Well, now we're all the way up to why I'm better, dude.
Wow, how I'm better. Why I'm better.
Why are you better? You want me to go? You want to go?
I'll go.
All right.
Mine's
That's
not.
you.
I'm sure mine's not going to be as good as yours.
Hey, you don't know that. All right. So, as you know,
How I'm better.
hold on.
All right.
me
See,
introduce you.
I'm already fucking
Let
it
me
up.
introduce it so everybody knows you're not being an asshole. We have to say how fucking terrible we are.
That's right.
So, as you know, we're not great comedians. At least, well, we're just not well known. We're amazing comedians. We're just not well known. And so we're doing this out of my mom's basement. And for that reason, we are in a great position to tell 6-time special haver Ari Shaffir why he's dog shit and we're way better than he is. So,
Yeah.
why are we better than Ari Shaffir? Colton Drake, why are you better than Ari Shaffir?
Better because I don't dress like I'm trying to look like dirt. For one, you did look like if that shirt was a little bit dirtier, you'd look homeless for sure. Okay, you look like you drive a Subaru. That's not how I want to look. All right, you look like, yeah, dumb. You look like you wear sandals. If you were wearing sandals in this special, actually, I would totally think you shopped at Trader Joe's with what you were wearing, which is fine. Trader Joe's is a nice spot, I guess.
Whoa.
But
Which is fine. Wouldn't want to upset our sponsor, Trader Joe.
Trader Joe's, you know, they have our back.
Absolutely.
Very Portland looking. And I'm a Washington guy, so I'll take offense to that. It's like wearing Carhartt when you're not like blue collar. You know what I mean?
Shit.
That's how I'm better than Ari Shaffir.
Yeah, dude. Shots fired.
Is those horrible shots that I have had.
No, you got him, dude.
No,
You fucking got him.
I did bad on that.
You're fine.
Thanks.
All right, that was how Colton Drake is better than Ari Shaffir. Yeah, I'm saying it. Okay.
This is gonna be good. This will be good.
I don't know that it is. I don't have a ton to say. I do. I fucking hated it. I'm very upset. All right. So why am I better than
go.
Ari Shaffir?
This is gonna be good.
Well, first of all, I don't have a special that's shot in a botanical garden, you fucking idiot.
Boom.
What are you doing with actual plants? Like what? Why didn't you go barefoot up there? You look ridiculous. I don't know how you can make fun of heroin addicts when you look like one the entire time. It's ridiculous. I hated it. It's trash.
It's trash.
Why are you punching down? Somehow, I don't think you are punching down when you make fun of the mentally challenged. I think you're punching up. You goddamn idiot. How dare you make fun of the Down syndrome kid who scored a touchdown in high school football? That was an amazing play. I would have tackled him on the 1 yard. I wouldn't have. He would have slipped my tackle, but it would have been close. I would have done everything I could. I wouldn't wait for 6 specials to be as cool as I am, or I'm already that cool. I don't know, man. It's really hard. It was a really good special. Trash. Special was trash.
It was trash.
Ari Shaffir. Ari Shapiro.
Ari Shapiro.
Ben
Oh
Shaffir.
man, I would love Ari Shapiro.
You really
I'm
would.
Just kidding.
You really
This
would.
is stupid.
A Jew that hates Jews. It'd be crazy.
What?
Yeah, dude. If you're crossing Ben Shapiro and Ari Shaffir, dude,
Yeah.
boom. Superhero.
Yeah.
So that was why I'm better. That was probably our worst effort ever with why I'm better.
The Why I'm Better one was tough on this one.
It was tough. The
The
'cause he's really
botanical
good.
garden was probably the best.
I mean, who knows?
Because
Whatever. It
that
was crazy.
background was fucking stupid.
Background. See, you're better now than you were. All right.
just
Like
playing.
now off the cuff, you're like, fuck this guy. I can do it. But before, you're like, I'm nervous, dude. He's never going to hire me.
Yeah.
That was Ari Shaffir.
That's
That was
probably
why
true,
we're better than Ari Shaffir. There is no This Week in Plumbing. Colton didn't want to do it.
Yeah. Well, there's just nothing good to
Nothing
report.
interesting happened.
Yeah.
Now I know
Nothing good or bad.
good
to
hang.
report.
Here's my question. Do you think he'd be a good hang? Do you think Ari Shaffir is a good hang?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
he's a good hang. I think he'd be a good hang. I don't know if he's like a good friend.
Okay, explain what you mean.
Oh, that whole story about him like dosing Bert Kreischer and everything while he was at his pool. Came
Is
over
that
to
in
Bert
the
Kreischer's
special?
house. No, it's a story.
Okay.
Dosed him with Molly, and he had to like catch a plane and stuff. That's not awesome.
I would say that's not a great hang. I mean, that's a good, yeah.
Yeah. So
I would be more forceful with that, dude. Say it's not a good hang.
I think he would
doses
be a
his friend.
fun hang if you're ready for dosage.
That's a really weird. If you're ready,
you're
that's
ready.
a really weird hypothetical, dude.
If you're ready for dosage,
That's
he
like
did say
saying-
he
that's
does
like saying
Molly during
Bill
the
Cosby
week.
would be a good date if you're cool with getting like dosed with Spanish fly or whatever the hell he's doing.
That is like saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's a pretty bad date, right? Like,
Yeah. I'm not trying to date him.
I think he's probably not a great hang. That's my point. If you
think
don't
he's-
want to be drugged by your friends, he's not a great hang.
Right. If you do want to be drugged by your friends, he might be an excellent hang.
I mean, I think
Both. of them.
honestly, I'm not sure he'd be great. It'd be a great hang, but this has nothing to do with that. I feel like he'd get you into really awkward conversations with strangers. That's what I think.
That's
I think he
probably
would
a
start.
really good way to put it.
I think he would just start talking. Like if you were getting lunch, and like the waitress comes over or the waiter comes over, I think he would just start talking about weird shit. And then if you weren't comfortable talking about that, he's gonna keep going like further and further as long as he can, especially if he sees that it makes you uncomfortable, right? Like that's the type of person I see when I see Ari Shaffir.
Yeah, I could see that totally.
Yeah. It's the reason people want to hang out with me, to be honest with you. So I totally get it. But, other
So
than
then he
that,
might be a great hang for you.
I do think he'd be a great hang.
Yeah.
No, I think he'd be fun until he's not fun, and then he'd be really not fun. Like
Yeah.
dosing you or like really making you uncomfortable to the nth degree.
Yeah. Totally.
Is
see
there
him
a
doing
better
that.
name for the special? Sorry, another new category we have.
Aside from American Sweetheart.
America's Sweetheart.
Yeah, Yeah, Positive View, maybe.
That's the worst name for a special I've ever heard in my life, dude.
Hey, I'm freestyling them, all right?
How about
Spitballing.
filmed in a trash heap? That's what he should have called it.
God, I don't know. Garden.
Ari Shaffir gardening tools.
Garden something. Garden something.
Hose rakes and other gardening tools.
Yeah, I'm soil.
I am soil and green.
Yeah.
All right, these are awesome. We're crushing these.
Yeah, dude. Way
so
better than American Sweetheart.
better name for the special. No, we don't
I'm
have
soil.
one. America's Sweetheart's a better
American
name than what we
soil.
came up.
Edgy jokes. All right.
You just stop. It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much.
Actually, it's not enough to be more accurate. But
All right,
it's
well,
one
let's
of those
keep
two
it going.
things. All right, IG follower count. This is week, whatever the hell week it
Yeah,
is.
this
12,
is-
some shit like that.
My IG count is weak. Yeah.
IG follower count last week. Colton Drake had 435. I had 388. Colton, you are at what this week?
435.
435
Wow.
net zero.
Thanks.
Weak sauce, dude.
Come on.
He's on a slide right now, folks.
Come on, Dominican Republic. Give me some.
We don't even have any listens from them, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to listen because that's where
Exactly.
you're huge.
That's where I'm big.
Why'd you
I'll
have all
blow
your
up.
advertising in the Dominican Republic? All right, I went from 388 to 393, so I got 5 new followers. I'm up your ass now, dude.
Well,
35 plus that's 42. I'm within 42. Everybody knows that's the sweet spot. So I'm
Nice, dude.
nearing 400. I'll beat you this week. We're
Catching
still
up.
well below 1,000 followers between the two of us. So we're pretty good. Pretty
yeah,
damn
this
good.
whole follower shit is tough.
It is.
It's like you have to
tough.
put stuff out.
It's tough. Even when you do, don't know.
Even when you do, yeah.
All right. So next thing, who are you listening to, my man?
Oh, I am listening to Kyle. What's his last name?
Dunnigan.
Kyle Dunnigan. Yes. Very funny. I believe he's from
Yeah.
New York.
Where did you see? Where did you see his clips on Instagram? Is that
On
what you looked at?
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he at the cellar or anything?
Yeah, I was at the
okay.
cellar. That's why I'm saying that New York thing. He
Gotcha.
might not be from
Yeah.
there.
But he had cellar. Anybody's at the cellar is usually pretty good. Kyle Dunnigan. That's KYLEDUNNIGAN1. That's his Instagram account. Check him out. I have not checked him out, but I will now. Similarly, also guy I saw his thing saw his clip from the cellar. Drew Dunn. Drew Dunn Comedy. That's DREWDUNNCOMEDY. Really like some of the stuff I saw from him this week. Badass. Into it. Love it.
Oh, Kyle Dunnigan's from Connecticut.
He's from Connecticut, but he works sometimes at the cellar, so he must be past there or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Drew Dunn, no idea where he's from. Don't really care. Really funny dude who's at the cellar.
I'll check him out.
Had a really good. The joke I saw today was about like all the different flavors of beer and how stupid they are, and how they need to quit making new ones. That's too many.
There is
Like
a
he's
lot. There's
shoving
a
a
lot of
carrot cake into an ale. I don't need it. Oh, it's 58% alcohol. Not into it. Or like how they name. Actually, the best part was they name them weird stuff, forgetting that you have to order it. Like one of the beers he likes to drink is called Little Blonde Girl, and he's like, "Can I get a Little Blonde Girl?" And the guy's like, 12 or 16. It's like, Jesus, dude.
That's funny.
Could you have a 24? Can I get a 24? I'll take a 32. I don't care. Very, very funny.
That's great.
So check him out. That was Drew Dunn. So Drew Dunn and Kyle Dunnigan. We're on
Yep.
the Dunn something.
Yeah, we're on the Dunn.
Who done it?
Squad.
They done it. Hello. So that's what we're listening to. Next up, upcoming gigs. You got any?
Drinking Debate, February 16th.
February.
We'll be at the Comedy
16th.
Club.
The Comedy Club. It's about 3 weeks away. Is that a Thursday or Sunday?
I believe it's a Thursday
Thursday night.
or Sunday.
Yeah, you're right. It is. No, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday. I have on the 1st Quincy Bell Tournament, 8 p.m. Draft Zone, Post Falls, Idaho. The 2nd, Sunday, the Rated R Show at Spokane Comedy Club. The fucking Rated R Show at the Spokane Comedy Club.
What's
You
the
gotta
date
be
on
dirty.
that?
February 2nd.
Oh, nice.
That Sunday. I think that's at 7. Got a private gig on the 5th. I'm featuring on the 8th at the Magic Lantern Theater for Andrew Frank.
Cool.
That is in Spokane. And then I got a couple other things before you're getting. It's good. I got a few things
yeah.
going on. Nobody cares. These are fine.
I'm going to.
I got enough.
I'm going to
grandpa's
Mexico.
funeral?
Yeah, well that. But then I'm going to Mexico next week, so I can't wait.
Next week?
Next week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For some
Yeah.
reason I was thinking it was later than that. Yeah. So yeah, safe travels to you. We'll do one more episode probably before that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it'll be good, man. That'll be good. You haven't been drinking the whole time, right?
No, true.
Yeah, so you're all svelte and ready to go. You're going to get so stupid drunk the first day you're there.
Ham-bammed.
Bam. Thank you, ma'am, for sure. Dry January so far. Going to get all the way through, plus.
Yeah, almost there. February 1st, I'm
crazy.
drinking.
Yo, you are? I thought you were going to not drink at all until Mexico.
It's my birthday and my grandpa's funeral. I'm drinking. That sounds like a perfect time, too.
You're mourning your birthday and celebrating your grandpa's funeral.
Yeah, sure.
Real cool, dude.
I'm going to have a good time.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just
Have
gonna
a
fun.
great time. Are you going to have a good time?
I'm going to try to have a good time.
Okay,
I'm going to try my
we'll
best
see.
to have a good time.
You've been bitching about it all, goddamn.
I bitch about it enough. I think I'm going to buckle in.
Yeah,
All
dude.
right.
Enjoy that. Make sure to have a brouhaha for the kid. Mm-hmm. Give your dad a hug and
I will. It's
all
going
that
to be
stuff.
excellent.
and your granny.
Can't wait.
Good old granny. All right, so that's what we got going on. Our next week, you guys. We're all the way up to the next week. We're ready to go. This is the end of the podcast. What a sad
You made
day.
it.
What a
You
sad
made it.
time it is. Next week we are gonna be listening to the legend Doug Stanhope. Discount Meat is the name of the special. It is on YouTube.
Sweet.
I didn't know he had a new special out. I'm super excited about it. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time. Speaking of dark and dirty and just crazy, Colton has never heard him, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I
to
haven't.
introduce Doug Stanhope to you. I think you're gonna love him.
I'm very excited.
I mean, he's incredible. He's been doing it for 30 years, 40 years, probably.
I'm surprised
He's
it's not
ridiculous.
on Netflix.
He doesn't really. I'm not at all. If you knew Doug
really?
Stanhope, I mean, he had.
If
his-
you knew him.
No,
you'd be
I mean,
like,
he's just kind of like he's a counterculture type individual. He lives in
Gotcha.
a tiny little town called Bisbee, Arizona, just across the Mexican border. He's done very well for himself in comedy, and he just lives in this town in the middle of fucking nowhere. He's weird as hell, super weird guy,
Cool.
guy, but you'll really enjoy him. And so yeah, Doug Stanhope Discount Meat is going to be next week. In the meantime, stay funny, man. Have a good time. Check out that live comedy wherever you can. Again, thank you guys for listening. Keep listening. Tell your friends. Like, rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff. I don't know if this was the cleanest episode we ever done, but whatever. It was all right.
Hey, man,
You know what I mean?
the special wasn't clean.
Right.
How do we talk
I didn't
about a
mean clean
special-
that way.
Oh,
I didn't mean clean that way. I meant, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we were on our A game. Yeah, we were, these things happen. Not all of them can be knockouts. We didn't get to shit on anybody. I really wanted to.
yeah, we need
2 in a
somebody to
row.
shit on.
I don't think
I know.
mean,
And then Doug Stanhope, you're saying it's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. Well,
So
what
then
if
it's gonna be hard
it's
to shit
terrible
on.
though? I'll be able to shit on it. Nobody would appreciate that more than Doug Stanhope, to be honest with you. So yeah, next week Doug Stanhope. This is Jay Berg. I'm saying goodbye to you, chuckleheads, and Colton Drake.
Bye bye.
Here's the problem with this special and why it's not special. What I'm recording is the best of pre-COVID. I had like 8 months of good shit and then fucking nothing and then after COVID. So it's I have two closers in this. I still don't know how I'm fucking gonna work this set out at the end. I know exactly the point of this set where I'm gonna fuck things up. I actually went through it. I go, yeah, at that point, I'll just fucking whatever. Just like minutes ago, I'm like, yeah, at that point, fuck, it's too late. I have two fucking specials. It's like if you were trying to abort conjoined twins and changed your mind a little too late and wanted to save them. So you're trying to just join them back together, but there's no connective tissue between the two, so you're just stapling eyeballs to assholes at the last minute. And that's what we'll put out or edit together. Film it all, we'll sell it for parts. Let's get to something.